I haven't seen you since the play.
Yahoo! We have fans of this podcast, but as we were talking about before, we're in a kind of nice sweet spot of there is a dedicated listenership to this show, but
which is so sweet.
But we are not high enough that anything we say matters. Do you know? There is no backlash to my horse shit. We are not high enough that, if I lambast the MCU, no one is in my DMs. We are in the perfect podcast sweet spot. But we were talking about low budget, self-created sort of sets and stuff.
I just think they're so fun. I mean, I've also been, I know you're working on one right now, but as you know, and most of the people on the podcast, I don't think I've spoken on this yet, I have recently become absolutely obsessed, problematically so, financially irresponsibly so, with low-budget horror movies.
Right. And low-budget horror is the backbone of the indie film industry.
It is. No, it totally is.
It is because horror fans are such beautiful, dedicated little monsters.
That was the thing I realized is when you're watching a low-budget horror movie, and I didn't used to like them, and I like them now, and I realized the difference is I know a lot more about how movies are made now.
Because you can kind of see the seams. Because you can
well,
see
it's not from them, but it's when you watch a low budget horror movie, the things that's exciting is when they okay, I'm going to use the example of one I've recently been watching. It's not super low budget, but it is lower budget.
Blood Feast.
It's
Kill Satan.
It's called
Satan's Dick.
What? Satan's Blood. No, I actually didn't really like Satan's Blood. That one was
I'm so sorry.
not that great. But I really loved Cthulhu Mansion, right?
Sure.
Oh my gosh, acting was garbage. That garbage is speaking highly of it, I honestly think. And then
giving him too much credit.
It's giving him too much. The dialogue is borderline nonsensical. It makes basically you don't know what's going on, but the plot keeps moving, and some of the stuff is so it's such a beautiful shot, right? Really clever. They've got a really, and it's all 35 millimeter too. And so you'll be watching a scene and there's a really lovely and well executed rack focus, and you can tell the only people involved in this were people that just love the nitty gritty of making movies.
Yeah,
and that's what's when you watch it and you're like, oh, I love this practical effect. That's what's exciting about it. Is it's it's fake, it's a movie, and that's what's fun about it.
And you feel it's kind of like watching community theater. Is yeah, it's not as polished as a Broadway show, but you can better feel the community aspect of it. You can better feel a group of I love the energy of a group of non-professionals who came together and just fucking made something. That is a beautiful energy, and it just really lights me up. And low budget indie horror. If you are interested in that, if any of you out there in Listenerland are like me, an insane person, the most recent episode of Blank Check, my favorite podcast, Blank Check many times, they did John Carpenter's Halloween, and the guest they had on the show basically gave you a 60-year history of independent horror cinema and how Halloween was this huge sea change in zero budget horror filmmaking. Just the perfect nexus of what it had been building to, and is the fucking genesis, is the prism from which the rainbow sprouts out for the next 50 years. It's fascinating.
What year was Halloween again? Do you have that off top? Is that one of those you have?
No, I don't. But it's
unfortunately 70... there's no way for us to find out.
I'm guessing 75.
Let's see.
John Carpenter Halloween. 78. Okay, so I was
and then when was Friday the 13th?
Oh, the 80s.
It was the 80s.
Or 81, 82, the first
right.
Friday the 13th.
Close.
Yeah,
but it's after.
Nightmare on Elm Street and all that stuff that would follow after is like
actually lead to the Scream generation.
Exactly, is directly aping John Carpenter's Halloween. And anyway, go listen to that episode. It's like 3 hours long. It's beautiful. But yeah, low budget horror, and we were talking about it in context of like the low budget sci-fi movie that Greendale would go on to make here. Because you're right, that does sound like a ton. I was watching this and I was like, this looks like the most fun day you could possibly have. You know, like you're just you get your friends, you put everyone in silly costumes. It seems like really fun. We should work on that because there are like quote unquote legitimate film projects that I'm interested in bringing you specifically in on.
I'm intrigued.
I will. I've pitched you the topic before, but we'll talk about more off mic because it is nowhere near a public forum. But
we're not going to share
copyrighted
trademark material that we have.
Copyright TM TV's Kevin Lanigan TM's Kevin Lanigan.
Oh my god, what if TM was our Yuba Duba Duba?
Yeah, that goes for all the movies we pitched on here, including Crooks and Nannies, including...
What if that's the
still a good
sound
one.
of a phaser? Just tium.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's good. We can make some lo-fi.
But are you at all familiar with the movie Pink Narcissus?
It sounds vaguely familiar. Let me see.
The first time I was introduced to it was at the Museum of Sex in Manhattan. But it was this like this Broadway set designer in his like East Village loft created these like elaborate fantasy sets, like this lakeside set, created this like all these elaborate fucking like sets out of chicken wire and fucking paper mache, and it's basically just about this like male prostitute fantasizing about lives he could have. There's a lot of dicks in it, just like everyone, beware, I guess. But it's worth a watch as like...
What do you mean there's a lot of dicks in Pink Narcissus?
There's a lot of dicks in Debbie Does Dallas. Just like everyone out there, just like be careful, if you're not ready for it. Because like it's not... I would not call it, pornography. I know it when I see it. I would not call it like pornography. But also, if someone said it was, I wouldn't go like, no.
It straddles the line between erotic art and pornography.
It's like, a lot of my favorite movies are softcore pornography, Barbarella with Jane Fonda. Just like all these movies that exist in this like nether space when movies were allowed to be horny.
That's the thing, though. Like
when movies were allowed to be horny,
especially of like the European.
Oh my god, they're so horny over there.
The low budget horror movies. They're just I'm like, so you got a bunch of porn actors in a room, and you said, "Don't worry, we won't actually film penetration this time, unless they did," which they didn't.
Unless. Right, is like, the porn actors are just so thankful. It's like, I don't have to get like two dicks in me at the same time today. I'm just gonna like scream at a monster, That sounds great.
And say this line, but don't worry, if it doesn't come out right, they're gonna ADR the dialogue anyway. Because apparently there's not a single competent speeder in fucking any of these movies.
No, because like you're working with, in a lot of these scenarios, I've been very fortunate in my indie filmmaking that like generally the person holding the boom mic knows what to do. Like I have set up the audio equipment. You just need to point.
Just hold the big thing.
Hold
big
it.
Stick.
And even then, like, honestly, like, I go over and I set the speed and I just, like, set the boom pole on, like, a dresser or something. It gets the job done.
Yeah,
anyway. But in so many of these indie productions, when you're, like, especially, if you're making something in, like, rural Kentucky, the odds that you have a competent sound designer in your immediate vicinity who will work for free, no. so like, you just hope.
A passion project. Will you just hold this stick for like 12 hours over your head? It's kind of heavy and it's really awkward. And like, I'm sorry, was that your pitch? No, I'm not gonna fucking do that.
I will feed you most days of production. I will feed you.
I will feed you most of the days.
Most days.
What depends on the food? Yeah, no, that's real.
No, truly, that's the joy of all of this. The not being fed. No. I'm sorry. The camaraderie, the coming together, the
nature of it all. Yeah,
there's something about it that just feels very gratifying. That feels very, I like a bunch of people coming together to achieve a common goal. I like it.
Well,
in life and in fiction. I like when all the people at the study room table, they come together, they fight a paintball. I like when all the disparate people on the spaceship, they come together and they rally together and they did it. They win the day.
I was gonna ask, oh, Kevin, do you like collaboration? But now I'm realizing the better question is, Kevin, do you like community?
Womp,
I'm so
womp.
sorry. Yeah, I will show myself out. No, I think it's funny though, because like even those initial the essence of like just make it work, put it together, right? That starts with low budget, but that doesn't leave when you get to high budget. Like it does in some contexts. Like there's a lot less wiggle room in a fucking Marvel movie, right? Like they've planned their fight sequences months and months and months in advance. Maybe there's an ad lib here or there. Excuse me. But like one of the things that, and I'm gonna get into the episode a little bit. We'll do the intro in a minute, I'm sure. But like,
For sure.
They reference Star Wars over and over and over again. And that first Star Wars was kind of a ragtag, low budget, like
it was a $10 million feature, which admittedly in 1977 is a different amount of money than it is now. But that was not a lot for like a big sci-fi action adventure
big sci-fi,
film.
right? Yeah.
It's
just wild to see how that can also withstand and become so iconic and like recognizable that it blossoms into this over. It's interesting because then the problems come with it once it starts to get overproduced and they've got a higher budget and all this stuff.
Ain't that just the way?
Are you
I'm
saying that money? No.
Often complicates things, or
I don't know about that.
Makes filmmakers feel like
Kevin,
it needs
really
to
because
be
I like
complicated.
having money.
I love having money, and in the rare occasions where I do have it, it's glorious. But
it's not a reflection on the system that requires us to have money. No. Why would it be that?
No. Never critique the system. The system is perfect. You're flawed. There is something that happens, and so obviously there are plenty of great big budget movies out there, and there are some people that are remarkably good at making movies of a certain size. James Cameron, Christopher Nolan, we could list them off forever. And
Tom Hooper. Thank you very much.
You freak. But then you have other directors that honestly the money, obviously, they're well paid. My sympathy only goes so far, but they get to a certain point and the large budget becomes a shackle. You are no longer held down by your micro budget. You are now held up by your macro budget, and you feel the need to blow all of it on shit that doesn't matter for the movie that you're making.
There's a quote. I might be misappropriating it to who actually said it. My understanding is that there's this drummer that I love. His name is Jojo Mayer. I haven't been keeping up with this stuff for a very long time. But when I was in high school and entering college, he was a absolutely massive deal, and he probably still is. He was unbelievable. Jojo Mayer, no relation to John.
Thank God.
Burn
the family tree
but it's also a shared sentiment among a lot of people. The quote is, "Restriction is the mother of all creativity." Right?
Yes, it forces you to make choices.
If you only have this much money, you have to make a creative solution.
You have to make it work, and
if you have an unlimited budget, there's nothing keeping you from being stupid and doing whatever you want and not having any sense of like
exactly. You go with your first idea because you can afford your first idea, but that might honestly not be the best or most effective or most efficient idea.
Right.
The example I use for this over and over again is in the aforementioned first Star Wars movie. That the first Star Wars movie, which has people with 70s hair because they couldn't give everyone a space haircut. The finale of that first movie was supposed to be there's a team on a planet taking care of a base, and there's a space fight going on in space. They said, we don't have the budget to do both. So they combined it, so they made the Death Star.
A planet-sized spaceship, which is now the entire fucking identity of the series.
And when these Star Wars filmmakers started getting huge budgets to make these giant movies, they still haven't come up with anything better. than the Death Star. They've done it like 4 fucking times.
Because they got a higher budget. You know what they did with their higher budget? They said, let's make a bigger Death Star.
Bigger! It's like you are no longer forced by the strictures of your budget to think creatively, to think of complicated... So much of what is in your favorite movies are compromises made on the day because you didn't have the budget or the
time or
the
there was a
time.
scheduling conflict.
So you stuck the camera in this one place because you had to, and suddenly it's a much better film because of it than whatever you had in your head. It's interesting
because that's partially the reason why I think like The Mandalorian is so good is because not that it's like a small budget by any sense, but the way that they do it. Technologically speaking, they are restricted to, albeit a very cool technological technique, but they're restricted to it. They're like, we've got literally only this much space for the vast majority of the shoots. And we can do it all this digitally. And it allows you to use the budget of like digital, animation, which is like very, a very controversial part of the Star Wars saga. But still, like, they're restricted in some sort of way, and that causes that creativity to come in. And Abed even talks a little bit about it. They're restricted by time and money and, honestly, shits that people gave. And in the end, and he talks about it, he goes, we made a shit movie, and honestly, it somehow still came out pretty good. He goes, what does that tell us? He goes, that I'm a genius, but we already knew that. And it's like, yeah.
Right. And it's all the difference.
Kinds of restriction.
Yeah, it's the difference between Peter Jackson, zero-budget New Zealand horror filmmaker that makes movies about puppets fucking.
Wait, what?
And they gave that guy hundreds of millions of dollars to make the fucking Lord of the Rings trilogy. Is the difference
What is the first movie you're referencing?
Meet the Feebles, of course. There's also,
not once in my life.
There's also Brain Dead.
Smiley Pants, starring Vin Diesel?
Happy Pants, starring Vin Diesel. It's when you're happy, you smile. I understand. You're forgiven. But it's the difference between the Peter Jackson that exists up through 2003 with the conclusion of the first Lord of the Rings and the Peter Jackson that has existed since then, where now he's the golden handcuffs are around his wrist. Now he only knows how to make giant, big budget CGI nonsense movies, and nobody cares.
Right.
And I mean, if you like those Hobbit movies, good for you. I didn't. I saw the first one and I said no, thank you. But the Lord of the Rings are still movies that I watch every other year. I've seen them hundreds of times at this point. And
have you ever seen? Sorry.
No, please.
Okay. There's a movie from 2017. Okay. Horror adventure. It's called Dave Made a Maze.
I have heard it's the cardboard thing, right?
He makes
that
like a cardboard maze,
but I never got around to that one. It's got
and it's in a living room.
Oh, what's that guy?
And it's one of these things. It's like there's definitely a budget on it because they did some really cool stuff, but it's almost exclusively done with cardboard, and it is so much fucking fun and fantastical and bizarre and surreal. Oh, it's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous.
Bill Watterson. Different Bill
There's
Watterson.
a couple... What?
I saw Bill Watterson directed it, and I was like...
no.
The Calvin and... different guy. Nick Thune is the guy I was trying to think of. This looked interesting. And there are a lot of... Most of them aren't very successful or even necessarily very good. But there are all these movies that come out of, like, the LA comedy scene that are just lousy with, LA comedy guys like James Urbaniak or whatever. That are interesting. That have, like, interesting premises or interesting performances, or at least feature, like, a bunch of cameos from people that you've seen all over the place. I need to get around to this one. On Peacock? Streaming on Peacock. Might make a priority of that here soon.
Which one? Dave Made a Maze?
Yeah, Dave Made a Maze.
I think it's on Tubi right now. It's making its way to Peacock, and I also believe
it's on Crackle.
It is about to come onto Shudder.
Okay, I don't have that, but
I do, which we can discuss further.
Yes, we can discuss the nature of that, because there's a couple things where I'm like, I do want to watch that documentary about black horror called Horror Noir, but I don't have Shudder.
Oh, Great,
featuring
fabulous
Keith David.
documentary. Watched it, highly recommend it. Yeah, yes.
I will watch any documentary about industry veterans talking about industry. It doesn't matter what the industry is.
There's also a fascinating documentary called Scream Queen, which is about the making of Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and how it was queer-coded, and they hired this in the way that it manipulated this actor and the way that it profited off of the AIDS pandemic in a very specific way and became this cult classic queer horror film, although it was quote-unquote not intended to be, which is bullshit. Like, it's really fascinating, really kind of upsetting, but also ultimately really heartwarming documentary about this actor who is basically known almost exclusively for this movie and what that movie... It's just, there's such cool stuff.
But that's the thing about horror actors, is that you can do one movie and coast for 30 years, just like going to horror convention to horror, like signing autographs for 30 years. Like, you were the guy who wore the Jason mask in this one Friday the 13th movie?
The guy that,
Kane Hodder can tour for the rest of time
than he ever did on the movie itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I love that. I respect that. Like, that's the gig. If you're an actor, that's the fucking gig. The only other gig I really recommend is if you become one of those actors that is locked into genre. You're just like one of those actors that's like, I basically only get cast in sci-fi movies, but I work and TV shows, and I work constantly. You know, like if you're. I'm thinking of like Claudia Black. I'm thinking of like Katie Sackhoff. I'm thinking of Trisha Helfer. I'm thinking like anyone who's ever been on Battlestar Galactica, basically.
Okay,
I'm thinking of like there's just this
like
those
pipeline.
People
that like permanently have contracts with the Sci-Fi Channel.
What's
basically.
her place that played like 7 of 9 on Next Generation? You know, just like these actors that like you did something that resonated with the sci-fi film community and TV community, and
they're so niche.
you just ride that. I think that's a great gig.
Sci-fi nerds go hard. I love it. We're so obsessive. And I love that. He goes, Abed talks about it, he goes, you know that this is unheard of for like specifically a sci-fi movie, right? Like, this is stupid.
This is dumb. Like, there's
dumb.
no...
This will get ripped to shreds the second a nerd gets their hands on this.
You
destroyed.
Low-budget sci-fi is much, much more difficult than low-budget horror or low-budget comedy.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because you can't fucking fake the necessary parts of a sci-fi
You need to make things that look like they're futuristic.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, I love watching, you know, like the original Star Trek series or whatever, and like the chintzy ways that they work around that, I think are very interesting.
It's goofy as all hell.
And it's goofy, and I love that. I love it's very, but
what's the one? It's William Shatner. They open up a cabinet or some sort, and a bunch of these like puffballs fall on them.
Yeah, the Trouble with Tribbles. Yes,
Trouble with Tribbles, and none of them move. But they're also all presumed to be alive. They're clearly like someone took fuzzy cloth, fabricated balls, and stuffed them with foam or filling of some sort, and they just let them loose. And they said, "These little things, they're alive, and they ruin everything, but they don't move."
And Shatner is always like moving his body, so it looks like the fucking Tribbles. It's like when you see an actor with like a fake baby. And it's like a rubber baby,
they're like
and
using their finger to make sure that the head moves a little bit. It's I love it though. I love it,
man. I love it. I love it all. I love filmmaking. I love crafts. I think it's all great.
Right. I was not to pull it a little bit off topic, but one of my favorite movies of all time. I do not care what anyone says ever. The original Jurassic Park slaps so goddamn hard, in my personal opinion.
Who is on the other side of the original Jurassic Park? That movie rules.
Yeah, I didn't think there was anybody. I don't know, the number of times where I'm like, oh man, Jurassic Park's one of my favorite movies of all time, and then fucking film bros are like, I think Jaws is a better Spielberg, to which I say, you're fucking dumb.
Why choose? Why? As a guy that owns multiple pieces of Jaws clothing, why choose? You can like both. It's okay. Jurassic Park.
Anyway,
Jurassic Park.
I was watching it
What?
again.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was watching it again because it's now on HBO Max. The Jurassic Park trilogy is, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll watch the first one again." And then
yeah, stop there. It's a real Rocky Die Hard. Like, you can stop after the first one.
Yeah, I haven't really seen the other ones. I don't think I might want to watch them at some point, just to say that I have. But I'm not pressed to do so. Regardless, I'm watching this with my roommate who hasn't seen Jurassic Park in a very long time, and of course, I'm enjoying. They saw it once when she saw it once when she was like super young.
Yeah,
she watched it again. And I, of course, know basically where every jump scare is at this point. And she's, like, flying. Like, she's literally, like, airlifted off of the ground.
Oh, man.
But I'm catching all these details about story that I never caught. But I, of course, can't keep my mouth shut. And I'm pointing out the moments where they had a real, like, a massive animatronic T-Rex, right? Lucy, right? Well, Lucy was just, I don't know. So I'm pointing these things out. And because I was trying to explain to her, like, my addiction to these
Lucy
horror
the T-Rex,
why
Bruce
I love
the shark.
practical effects.
For sure.
And I pointed out, like, you can see, I'll be like, okay, so, like, the first 20 seconds of this shot is an animatronic head, and they move the camera left a little, like, it's coming in the top right corner, it's animatronic robot, it looks super real, and they pan left, and then a full dinosaur runs from the right side of the frame into the center of the frame. And at that point, they switched to CG. And I'm like pointing, I'm like, so that's a robot, and now that's CG. And, like, just being able to see those differences, how insanely effective it is to have that kind of real-looking, in real space robot. Like, it's not moving super fluidly, but, well, those ones are moving pretty damn well. But, like,
I would say so. Yeah, when it's, like, it's been said a million times.
Car drop down that tree is
there's visceral because I know there's a fucking car and it's being lowered down a tree and I can see the tree branches snapping and it's not the camera is not
moving
going
a little slow. Yeah. Do I care? No.
The camera's not going zip zap zoo. Like it's not. It's
what's going on. It's not a Transformers movie where I have a headache.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, exactly. It's. And, you know, I'll give the Transformers movies, like, a slight amount of credit. Like, the explosions are real. It's the robots that are not. I like the first one. I think the first one's fine.
I think the first one's really fun, but I think it was definitely one of the first movies to really push that, like, snap, like, cut.
Oh, yeah.
Action sequence. Every punch is, like, 10, 15 frames of the actual moment of contact. I'm like, I want to see the wind-up. Give me some... Anyway.
But Jurassic Park still holds up better than
so well
most movies that came out like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god, fucking well.
There's a couple shots where like the T-Rex is running that you're like, okay, that's, you know, but
I don't notice that. I'm mostly distracted by the absolutely stellar acting that's being done by these children.
The children are great. Everyone's great. I mean, Spielberg is an actor's director. And, you know, he's great at a lot of other things, but he'll get a good performance out of just about anybody. Dern is great. Sam Neill, Goldblum.
Laura Dern. Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
Attenborough.
Oh, my God. He's so goddamn hot in that movie.
The guy that plays the lawyer. Like, it's
Great
just,
job.
it's a complete... Newman from Seinfeld. Wayne Knight. You know, like, it's just... Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. fucking...
Right?
Jackson.
The year before he explodes. The year before he explodes. It's amazing. He's just like right there. What a beautiful, beautiful movie.
What a beautiful... B.D. Wong is in it too. No, it's a stacked cast.
It's great. Obviously, like, everybody wants to work with Steven Spielberg, but it's like, it's remarkable when you sit down and watch it. You're like, fuck!
Yeah, it's...
This movie's really good.
Speaking of Steven Spielberg, though.
Wow, I love it. This is, of course, the Play-Doh movie. I'm going out for The Color Blue, but it's also Advanced Community Studies, a podcast where we watch and talk about the American television comedy show Community 1 or 2 episodes at a time. We are also the premier podcast in the Yahoo Screen podcasting network. I am one of your hosts, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and I don't think cops should be heroes.
Amen. Absolutely. Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? My name's Jace. I use they, them pronouns. And, in this podcast, I will be playing Red Play-Doh. And I just have to say that life is a big, dumb, pointless movie with no story. And an abrupt ending where the hero gets shot by Dracula in the middle of a lunch order during an outtake.
Hell, girl.
Damn, girl. So
Boy,
stupid.
If you want
So
anyone
dumb.
to put some fucking stank on a line delivery, Ken Jeong is your is your man. 2 episodes ago when he burst into the room, I read all your crap. Oh, I love him dearly. This
So
episode's plot only exists because of the availability of actor Ken Jeong, because he was of course off to shoot the pilot for his own starring series, Dr. Ken, which got 2 seasons on ABC, following the cancellation of Community.
He's a real doctor.
He was a real doctor, yes. I don't believe he's practicing currently. He's busy with the
Well,
Masked
not
Singer or
practicing,
whatever
but
the fuck.
he's still got.
Yeah, he has not been.
He's
He's
still a
not
doctor.
been. What disbarred? Do doctors get disbarred? Is that just lawyers?
That's a legal thing. The bar
That's a
exam
legal
is a legal thing.
There's something
You
that
can-
happens with doctors.
Was his license revoked? Like, did
No,
he get
that's
the
what I'm-
hangover, and they were like, "We can't condone you giving anybody any sort of health advice ever."
Sir, I've seen your penis. I cannot caution you. I cannot caution you to give medical advice. I saw role models where you played the king of the LARP. I cannot sanction this
I don't
buffoonery.
take you seriously. I cannot possibly take medical advice from a heathen. No, it's.
Cannot take medical advice from a man in the film All About Steve. I cannot conscience.
It goes against my principles. I just can't.
Exactly.
I
But-
won't do it.
But he was off to shoot Dr. Kim, so they decided to build an episode around that, which is an interesting choice. And it is not the last time this season an episode is structured around an actor going off to shoot a different pilot. In case you want to get an idea, test the waters of how the cast was feeling about the future of Community.
What was going on? Yeah.
In case you wondered if they thought there would be more Community, 2 actors are missing this season to go.
Who was the
shoot
other one?
Danny Pudi in the wedding episode.
Yeah.
Because he's not on
Oh my
screen
God.
at all.
That's
in
right.
that
He just has
episode.
offline. He just has off-screen lines.
He's just off camera. It is
I
what
forgot
keeps
about
him
that.
from being one of the actors who speaks and appears in every Community episode. Because as we know, in a Venn diagram of people who appear in every Community episode, you have Gillian Jacobs. People who speak in every Community episode, you have Danny Pudi. And people who do both, Joel McHale and Alison Brie. They are the only 4 that qualify in that Venn diagram. Ain't that something?
Huh.
Ain't that something?
So you're saying that there are episodes with
There is one episode where Britta does not speak, but she
speak.
can you
for
guess?
reading my mind. Oh my gosh.
Can you
Wait,
guess
okay,
what
but
it is?
speaking of lines, I don't know how many of y'all know, I almost exclusively watch things with subtitles on. I love them. I think they're fabulous. They do nothing but add to the experience for me. I'm watching, and I'm almost positive, and I remembered it before the scene came up, where Jeff takes the laptop and runs off to that closet that they filled with a bunch of frisbees as a reference to the beginning of the season, as well
Good
as
bit.
also a reference to not this season, the previous season, or
No,
this season.
This
It was this season. Reference to that, and also just the scene, the set that they did for the Star Wars ripoff. There's a monster, bang, monster, awesome, great, and the walls are coming. But he does this thing where he goes down into the frisbees and pops back up, and it's a reference to Big Bang Theory.
Bazinga!
He says Bazinga, right?
He says full-on bazinga.
He
Yeah.
says Bazinga, which is a reference to, they used it in all their ads. It was him going through like a ball pit. It was Jim Parsons popping out of a ball pit going Bazinga. And
It's
it was
a
like,
T-shirt I sold 1,000 of, you know?
yeah,
like
a million of them. They got paid, all of them got paid at least $1 million an episode at a certain point for
And
that
you know
show.
what?
I mean,
good for
it
them.
had a chokehold on society.
I regret
anyway,
those actors nothing.
what?
Like, I regret the actors on The Big Bang Theory nothing. They got that check for 11, 12 seasons. Good for
They're
them.
doing just fine. They're
Good for them.
And Jim Parsons has a thriving career also because he's
On
absolutely
Broadway.
incredible.
And I just saw Simon Helberg in Annette, so I'm like, okay, I'm interested to see what the Big Bang Theory cast, now that they are richer than God, what they're going to do with their
with
their talents.
But do you know what I realized when Abed pops out of the frisbees and says "Bazinga"? Do you know what the what the subtitles said he actually says?
No.
Which I don't know if this is a legal loophole or something.
I'm wondering.
It breaks it down into 2 words. The first being boing.
Uh-huh.
The second being tanga.
Boing.
So they say that he pops out of frisbees and goes boing tanga.
Hello, I am Shellman from Big Theory. Boing tanga. I say boing tanga. The rip-off like Chinese action figure of Shellman from.
They're like, it's not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It's a young, it's a
young reptile fighting friend.
Samurai tortoise. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Boing.
It's not Superman. It's Superior Man.
Abed say boing tanga. Oh yeah, it's when you go to fucking Johnny Brock's Halloween costume dungeon, and it's not a Ghostbuster. It's like working class ghost enemy.
Yes.
I am here to get my costume for crazy clown girlfriend.
It's all of those knockoff companies that are like, they'll say princesses, but they're implying Disney princess. They'll be like, we'll bring princesses to your birthday party, such as this, like, they can't call her Ariel, so they call her
Frozen
like,
blonde princess.
Like, they're like, Ice Princess. It's Elphaba, right? And you're like, oh my god, like,
oh my god, you said Elphaba.
Did I say Elphaba? What
you talk about Frozen, you say Elphaba. You mean Elsa. Elphaba from Wicked.
Okay, they're both fucking
they're
Adele
both
Dazeem.
Fucking oh shit, you're right. They are both Adele Dazeem. Oh my god.
Idina Menzel as pronounced by John Travolta during the Tony Awards. Yeah, they're both witches.
The wickedly talented Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem. It's like, what?
Oh, I know Travolta's a fucking weirdo on and off camera. I do love a public weirdo. I love an odd man. Yeah.
John Travolta in Hairspray is honestly an iconic performance.
It's pretty great. John Travolta is not one of those guys who's good at everything, but every so often, you watch Get Shorty, you watch Hairspray, and you're like, hey, John.
Didn't expect that performance out of you. I thought you would have peaked in Grease, but you proved my ass wrong.
Saturday Night Fever. Okay, John.
Saturday Night Fever. Right.
Grease. I guess.
Depending on who you're good in Pulp Fiction. Depending on who you're asking, not Pulp Fiction.
He's okay in Pulp Fiction. I understand why.
That was more so a commentary on Pulp Fiction as a whole.
Well, that's true. I mean, listen, I've seen it 1,000 times. Because I was a teenage white male film nerd at some point. I've seen Pulp Fiction more times than I've seen my grandmother. But it's just fucking. I can't watch it anymore. It's not because it's bad. I'm just like, yeah, I know Pulp Fiction. I'm not gonna get anything new out of Pulp Fiction this time. I've seen it. I've seen Pulp Fiction.
We're good on the Pulp Fiction front. Thank you.
We're good on Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
If I'm going to lower my. If I'm going to take a moral day off and watch a Quentin Tarantino, that's not the one I'm going to put on.
No,
that's not the one I'm going to pop.
I mean, I feel
it's Inglourious
about
Basterds.
Watching Tarantino in the first place, but if I was going to choose a Tarantino, I'm going to ask you first. If you were to pick a Tarantino, this is such a stupid fucking tangent. If you were to pick one,
okay,
let's say I'm going to say one title very explicitly.
Okay, interesting.
To watch, what would you watch?
Like, I could only pick one. The rest of the filmography is.
I didn't say one film. I said one title. So, like, if you wanted to watch both of the Kill Bills back to back, I wouldn't stop you.
I understand, right? If you want to watch Kill Bill, the full, whatever. There's a title when both of them are slammed together. I can't remember what it is because I'm this deep into a gin and tonic. That is why I can't remember. Slancha. Salud. That's all the ones I know.
That's okay.
I will say, for me, I think it's his best movie. I think it's his most watchable movie. I think it is the one that is the most interesting. I will pick Inglourious Bastards again and again and again and again.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
that is
runner up, and it's only because I've only seen it like a couple times. I would do Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just because that is not. I've not watched that 47,000 times like I have a lot of his movies. Because again, I was a teenage white male film nerd at one point. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if nothing else, for like the newness,
just the novelty of it. I still haven't seen that one.
It's good.
It's
sorry. It is.
You said it's good. Sorry.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It is good though. It's like a really watchable movie. I'm sorry.
Let's see. The first Tarantino I ever saw.
Yes, please.
Was also in theaters. My friend was like, "We're going to see this. It just came out. We're going to see this." He said, "It's Tarantino. You'll understand what he's about within probably 5 minutes." And I sure did, because the first one, it was Django. So you watch it, and you go in, and then in the first 5 minutes, shoots the guy in the head off screen, and then a literal mushroom cloud of blood pops out. And I went, what the fuck am I watching? Like, it starts with that, like, the tooth on a spring, like, cartoonish. I went, what am I watching? This is so confusing.
This is everyone's guy? This is the guy.
Well, I also didn't understand the cultural
loves?
relevance of Tarantino. It was just some white, this other...
In the 90s indie cinema boom, I mean, it's indisputable that he's
a big name, and I know that now, but at the time, it was
he
like
was a sea
a
change,
white guy friend of mine was like, we're going to go see this movie, and I went, okay, sure, whatever. You know,
white
I don't
film
know any better.
ruin a lot of things, I will say.
I feel very complicated about Kill Bill. I'd probably want to watch Kill Bill. I think that's the one that I desire to watch.
The first one,
but also Inglourious Bastards does fucking slap.
Fucking rips. The first Kill Bill, fucking, it rules. I'm sorry. It's just like when she kills the crazy 88. It makes no
fucking sense. It makes no sense.
Oh my god,
it's
unreal. So good. It's so good when Lucy Liu as Oren Ishii like cuts off that dude's head at the board meeting and is like, and if anyone else has anything else to say, now's the fucking time. I read that line delivery like every day. It's one of my favorites. I'm sorry.
Lucy Liu's blow up from Charlie's Angels to Kill Bill, quite the journey.
Pretty good.
Although I will say Charlie's Angels does fucking bang.
It bangs.
It bangs. There are some parts of it that I'm like, this really is not good. This aged super poorly. This is just straight up racist. But other parts of it I'm like, this fucking kills.
But also you're like, oh man. It's kind of like what we were talking about last week.
But
with
like Bill Murray carving a gun out of a soap bar with his teeth.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Slow motion action figures with Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz, and Drew Barrymore. Iconic! I don't like Drew Barrymore in just about anything.
Really?
I hate her.
Scream?
What? That's the only exception.
Oh, okay.
Scream is
I figured that would be the only.
I will stand by that. No, I can't stand. I'm not, and I was like indifferent about her until I started watching. What was it, Santa Clarita Diet? And I went, this is unwatchable. Her acting is so bad. But I've heard that her
good is the opening
reality
of
show, her morning
talk
show, her talk show. That's the phrase. Her talk show is pure camp and hysterical.
I'm happy for her. I'm glad
she's doing what. Look, she comes from a family of Hollywood performers. She will continue to be a Hollywood performer. She's doing just fine. Good for her, I guess. I don't.
Anyone that goes through, the substance abuse cycle and comes out the other side.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I mean,
I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. Forever in Kirsten Dunst's corner, forever in Colin Farrell's corner. I'm like, this is a comeback story.
RDJ.
This is like the ultimate.
The ultimate, right? Yeah.
He was crawling naked through bedroom windows.
I honestly don't know a lot of the stories about that because I was really young and I still to this day don't really follow that gossip. At a certain point, it just
becomes like tabloidy.
It is so absolutely incredible to see just what.
Love a comeback story. It's it's
an underdog.
Love an underdog, love a comeback story. I obviously it's not great when everyone's going through it, and I think the way that that celebrity media and the public at large treat people when they're in the middle of the cycle is abhorrent. But it is really nice to see somebody come out the other side and kind of make a go of it and continue living their life.
Free Britney, and that's all I have to say about that.
That's all we have to say about that. That is the official position of this podcast.
Is Free Britney. That
is there anyone in culture more vindicated than the Leave Britney Alone person?
She just came out as trans.
I just heard that. Is there anyone who has had a comeback greater than the Leave Britney Alone vlogger?
I only know what she used to go by when she made that video. I don't know her current name, so I'm not gonna dead name her
I
right
also
now.
don't. That is also why I'm not dead naming. But
I believe she uses she pronouns. She might use they pronouns, but recently came out as trans.
All respect to them. Like all love and respect to that person who just got one of the earliest internet shitstorms. Just the earliest.
It's such an iconic video.
Cycle of abuse. Now that video would have, a billion TikTok loops or whatever happens on that app that I don't have. But like in early YouTube days, that was like they were vilified. And now they're at the other side and they seem to be doing great. Good for them.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. Kara Cunningham is her current name. And she does use she, her pronouns. Yeah. Kara Cunningham. I know her old name. I don't feel it's relevant to this conversation to bring up, but Wikipedia has it almost immediately. Yeah, from her 2007 video from September, Leave Britney Alone. I think she made like a music. She's a musician. That's what it says.
Oh yeah.
She's a comedy performance art recording artist. Iconic.
Love anyone that comes out of the fucking meat grinder cycle that we put people through. Rebecca Black. In your corner, Rebecca Black.
I love Rebecca.
In your fucking corner. And allegedly. Who gives a fuck at this point? Yes, let's dive into the episode proper. Though our pre-chatter was surprisingly relevant. You know what I mean?
Almost all of our B-chatter connected in some way, which is pretty
we then
impressive for us.
Away from it, which is it is what it is. Let's do it. Season 6, episode 8, intro to Recycled Cinema, directed by Victor Nelly Jr., written by Clay LaPerry. I have to assume that is what Kumail's character is named after. In this episode, when Chang becomes a Hollywood celebrity as the ham girl guy,
Steven Spielberg's ham girl guy.
Yeah, soon to be Steven Spielberg's ham girl guy. Abed reveals that he has part of an unfinished police film starring Chang. Then the Save Greendale Committee and the rest of the school come together to make
money.
A low-budget sci-fi movie to sell off, starring the ham girl guy, selling off to special guest star Steve Guttenberg, who
has a great exit monologue.
I love Steve Guttenberg.
What's chapter 11?
Good actor. What's that? Wait, what's YouTube? What's chapter 11? Oh my god, I love Steve Guttenberg. Steve Guttenberg. Now, I was born in 1992, so I kind of missed the heyday of the Goot. But he is the guest star on the best episode of Party Down, where they are catering a party at his house, but he forgot that he canceled the party and didn't cancel the catering, so the caterers just hang out with Steve Guttenberg for an episode, and they do a play. It's great. It's fucking excellent.
Wait, what is this show called?
Party Down? You have to... Oh, Jace, how have I failed you. Party Down was a two-season television show about Los Angeles caterers, and they're all actors and writers and musicians and shit like that. And it okay. Here's the cast
Ken Marino,
of the show.
Lizzie Kaplan, Ryan
Lizzie
Hansen,
Kaplan,
Adam Scott, Martin Starr, Jane
Lynch, Megan Mullally, and then a special guest star. A special guest star list that includes J.K. Simmons, Ken
Jennifer
Jeong,
Coolidge, Kristen Bell,
Jennifer
Ken
Coolidge.
Jeong himself.
I can't believe I failed you this long, and not. Wait, this show was co-created.
Cameo in this?
Co-created by Paul Rudd. Co-created by Paul Rudd and the Veronica. Yeah, and the Veronica Mars guy co-created this show, Rob Thomas. It's on Hulu. Jace. It's 10 episodes.
I'm already on it.
It's 14 episodes or something. It's nothing. enjoy Party Down. I can't believe I let you go this long.
I'm so excited to watch this now. Fuck yeah.
Kristen Bell is on this show. Like, oh, I'm so sorry.
But so he's a cameo in one of the episodes of Party Down.
He is the best episode of Party Down in season 2. Thomas Lennon. They cater an orgy at one point, Jace.
Oh my god!
Jace! I can't believe I failed you. One time, I was in New York, the sickest I've ever been in New York. I was like, I could not stay conscious. And I just like rewatched 2 seasons of Party Down, and it was honestly pretty okay. I just like drank a broth and rewatched Party Down.
Drinking broth sounds glorious.
Doesn't it? Anyway, sorry. On to this episode. This episode is fine. I think there's some funny jokes in it. It really depends on your personal threshold for look at how bad this movie is. And my threshold for that for fake movies is, okay, I've seen it before. I've seen the boom mic dip in. I've seen the bad acting before. I get it.
Like when it's a real movie, it's totally different than when you're like, I've seen these people be good and now they're being bad on purpose. It's tricky. It's hard because then you have to be an exceptional actor to do that. Like, you have to be able to play a character really well, and then you have to be able to play that character acting really poorly. And the trope I always think of is whenever you would watch, like, I'm thinking of That's So Raven. I don't know why, but it's probably because That's So Raven, there was constantly disguises, and Raven's always, like, doing the most, right? Being in character, whatever. And then whenever she had to pull someone else into her scheme, and they had to, quote-unquote, deliver a line, right? They had to be someone that they actually weren't. They would do the line like this. Like, it was...
television lying, where it's, like, the most lying you've ever... Like, how no one in TV and movies can lie convincingly. They shit the bed immediately. Right. Honestly, okay. Let's see if I cut this later.
This episode does not have any of the charm that you would get from watching, like, The Room, or Thanksgiving, or Troll 2, or The Tire, or whatever, any of those fucking just shitty movies where you're like, this is hysterical for all of the wrong reasons. For parts of what I was talking about earlier, Cthulhu Mansion, you watch and you're like, this is hysterical, this is garbage. But I don't think that's what they were going for with this. I think they're referencing it, but there's no way that you can pull off that charm.
Part of what makes everything you just listed good and watchable and interesting is earnestness.
They're really fucking trying.
Everyone in the room is going for it. And
the episode itself actively undercuts that. They are all vocally, and we're let in on the fact that none of them care.
Right, and so
it's not like bad acting, it's literally like lack of regard. Like, they don't...
Right, so the lion's share of the episode is made up of people apathetically doing something that they don't want to do, which as a piece of television has diminishing returns after a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's expecting the audience to benefit from, like, when you do that, then the thing that you're getting from it is, like, look how fun these shitty sci-fi costumes and special effects are. Which, for me, I love. I love that they lean right into that $3 bin, garbage, tinfoil smushed together spaceship look. And
I'm
here
a
for it.
pleasure
the eyeball
droid
on his head, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that's all that you can really get from it. You can't get any of the, like, bad acting stuff, and that only goes so far on a show which, even in its title, implies is about the people.
Yeah, and it only goes so far. Like, we've seen these characters play characters before. We've seen, Annie and Abed don the persona of Old West, characters before. We've seen these characters play characters.
And when they care, they do it pretty well.
Yes, when they're invested, when they care.
And, like, Annie at one point does get invested a little bit. Like, Annie has fun with it. So when she's like, laser bomb, and they talk about how that moment was good, But it's, right. As far as how effectively this turns into an episode, it's fine. I remember it a lot because it's very aesthetically memorable. And what's his name? Yuba Duba Duba.
Yeah, Glip Glop.
Glip Glop, as played by
Garrett,
which
is great.
Who, whenever they cut to Garrett when he's not as Glip Glop, wearing like the scarf and like the hashtag "Who is Glip?" Like,
is Glip
hilarious,
Glop.
very funny reference. Also,
very good.
So many references to Chris Pratt. You know for a fact, and they explicitly say it too. But Guardians was reigning right now.
For sure. This is like, whenever they would have been producing this episode, because this came out in April 2015, Guardians comes out in August 2014. So, like, when they're making this episode, Guardians is probably, like, hot off the presses.
Hot.
Like, they're...
Hot. Yeah.
It is the hot commodity in, like, Jurassic World. I don't even think it's
Jurassic World was later. Jurassic World.
Yeah, Jurassic World was later, but like anything Chris Pratt can join forces with.
That's
what they do with Chris Pratt. They do a regular scene and then they put some Glip Glops in there.
Like Chris Pratt's, Chris Pratt has done quite the dive, in my opinion.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's
and I think what solidified it was when he decided to do the "I'm a dad saving the world" movie. It's like, no, you forgot what we liked about you, which was the fact that you're a bumbling doofus.
I am so bored with Chris Pratt regular action star.
Yeah,
that is stupid. So
doesn't work.
Boring.
Chris Pratt trying to be Chris Evans will get nobody anywhere. Not to
Chris
bring
Pratt
you to playing terrible politics.
An 8-year-old in a grown hot man's body. Great.
Chris Star-Lord is a man-child. If he is, it's what I can't remember the actor's name. Hold on, let me find it. He's the guy, he plays Nick in New Girl. He's also Spider-Man.
Jake Johnson.
What?
Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson, is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name. Jake Johnson.
So, Jake Johnson.
Nick Miller, Stone Cold Killer from the streets of Chicago.
Yeah. Jake Johnson.
Doing crunches. Get
Jake
fit. Get strong.
Imagine asking Jake Johnson to play, just to play a superhero.
That makes me want to throw up.
It makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense. Ask him to play a character like Star-Lord, a man-child, and every man that gets caught in these super positions. Yeah, I'd watch the fuck out of it.
Yeah, perfect. He has already played the only superhero he could play. Peter B. Parker, the sweatpants Spider-Man.
Yes, it's absolutely
iconic. I love that character to my core. I think he's so beautiful. I love Jake Johnson. I think he's a phenomenal performer.
He's unbelievable.
He's so funny. Nick Miller is one of the greatest comedic creations of the 21st century. I love that character. I love him in basically everything. I wish he was in more.
Yeah,
but I feel like he works pretty much constantly.
I think he works exactly how much he wants to, and I love that for him.
I think he was the star of a broadcast network sitcom like New Girl for 7 years.
And
he's
now
got money.
Does what he wants to when he wants to, and doesn't have to worry about money basically ever. Yeah, good for him.
He and Lauren Lapkus are the only thing I liked about Jurassic World, where they're in the control room and he's just commenting on all the dinosaur shit. That's great. I wish the movie was about them.
In that moment, he took over what Chris Pratt was good at.
Yes, and Chris Pratt is good when the Chris Pratt Parks and Rec personality does not disappear.
Dude, few times have I laughed as hard as when I've watched Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec, and it hurts me to say that out loud, but I have to admit it. I'm the kind of person
Andy
that hates vomit jokes. I think that they're unfunny. I find them so uncomfortable and make me feel bad. But when it's the snake hole up, the snake oil, whatever one, and he's shining shoes and he's super hungover, and he's like, yeah, and then fuck, oh my god, and he gets back up and then he goes nope and drops down and then just vomits. I cried laughing.
He on Parks and Rec is a sensation, and it's a testament to Parks and Rec that he is maybe not even the best character on Parks and Rec. He and Ron Swanson are pretty much I love Leslie Knope.
Absolutely massive. My love for Nick Offerman is. If I haven't said it to you, I'm gonna say this to everybody. Watch Making It.
Oh, it's delightful.
It is one of the best things I've ever seen. It's wholesome, fulfilling, funny, yes, watch it.
For anyone that doesn't know, it is a competition show hosted by Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler, where people are making like crafts and like grand
DIY.
crafts.
And
DIY.
As the hosts, Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman every so often split up the action with pun-offs.
Skits? Yeah.
It's unbelievable. The format is brilliant.
It's so delightful. I wish that making it had like a fifth of the juice that like Great British Baking Show had. You know, like I wish it had gotten the same juice, because it fills the same like heartwarming.
It really
quotient.
does. It really does.
It's delightful. If you're like hungover on a rainy Sunday, put on Making It. If you are put on Making It. If you are put on Making It. Like, no, it's I recommend it to literally everybody. It's fucking delightful. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, because that is a delightful television.
What else? We've done it. We've actually talked a significant amount about this episode.
I mean, honestly, because it's paper thin, and like
there's not a lot here.
And the arcs that they set up don't really pay off in a satisfying way.
I literally, when you said that, my brain went, "What arcs?
What arcs exactly?" Well, like, okay, so the episode starts, and you're like, okay, obviously this is an Abed episode. Obviously, like, this is Abed being an artist, you know, having to deal with it. You know, I love Frankie as the first AD with the clipboard.
I love that they bring back the steel drums bit for her.
The steel drums is so good. Honestly, that scene in like the Old West equivalent of the Wild. Yeah, it's really good. That's actually a good scene in a movie that I would watch.
Don't mind me, my head falls off. It's because I'm...
I love Elroy's kind of like fake semi-Jamaican patois as like a fucking Minotaur, man. The Old West. The space
He hands them a laser, which is very
wild.
clearly a phone.
Right, because they can match it. A lot of that is good. Frankie playing the steel drums is so good, and I love her as the first AD with the clipboard, saying like, "You have 2 notes, you can make 2 adjustments." Like, all that is good, and you're like, okay, we are setting up Abed as filmmaker artist. Finally, actually having like a budget for a production, somewhat, and having like a team behind him, and seeing that taken away from him, and seeing like you know, the other egos and the nature of the project.
Prior to this, we'd only seen him like with a camera, and then that was the extent of what,
like a cell
Abed's
phone making like Timosaurs, you know, like or the Kick Puncher movie with Troy
himself, and he goes, "That's fine, I'll do pickups later."
I'll do it later. Timosaurs. English, Doc. You know, all that stuff is good, and you feel like you're setting up for an Abed episode, and then it suddenly becomes a Jeff episode.
That's true.
You know, in a way, and Jeff is jealous of Chris Pratt. I don't feel like we
worked that in.
I didn't feel like we really set that up. I don't feel like that's really a payoff for anything. He tries to strangle Abed in a room full of frisbees. To his credit, as soon as Abed is like, "You're actually choking me," he's like, "Oh shit, oh fuck." But like, we didn't really build the tension between those two, because Jeff is Abed's only confidant in this episode.
That's true. They set it up as Abed's gonna come to blows with how this is so deeply not what he's okay with. And then at a certain point, he just kind of goes, "Okay,
I've accepted this," and like on the revelation that it's like, actually this turned out kind of good, and like I spent the weekend with my friends making a movie, and Annie pulled a laser bomb out of her cleavage. He
literally, and I said this earlier, but he says the line, "Life is a big, dumb, pointless movie with no story," which is such a new perspective from Abed. Like, still viewing life as a movie, yeah, sure, but fully admitting that there isn't a story, and
that's
saying that it's not
Jeff perspective on events.
Yeah, and it's almost presented to us as if like Jeff's monologue to him just kind of shifted who he is, and maybe they're trying to say like, now that Troy's not there, he doesn't have as many things like keeping him ungrounded or whatever. I don't know what the justification is. It's just a fascinating turn. It's just unexpected. So yeah, on a whole.
It's something that could have been really fertile, dramatic ground, but
they're not going to go into the drama on Community. They're not. They don't have the space for that. They don't have the real
Other times they do, though. Other times the Dean's commercial becomes like a perspective on the self. Like other times we journey into the dreamatorium to get to the heart of Annie and Abed.
Sometimes we realize that Troy's a real man without drinking at all. Yeah.
Yes, like other times we will go to there. This episode doesn't land it. I mean, it does. There's some, you feel.
And I think that the thing is, because based on what they set up from the beginning as what the essential plot of the episode is, they couldn't. The end had to be reserved for the premiere of the movie and them being like, maybe we're not going to get any money anyway.
Yeah,
it just undermines it a little bit. It makes it feel kind of pointless. Like, I don't know. It's
and
fun, sure. There's definitely moments that are fun. This feels like they made an episode around a few bits that were like really exceptional bits, and they just kind of pieced it together, which is fine. But that just places it a little bit lower in the episode list, in my opinion.
Yeah, then it just becomes, it's this thing, and, Minotaur Man is fun, and there's some fun chintzy stuff, and like watching Leonard be Dracula, like it's not as if the episode is without merit.
I don't feel the Force. I'm not allowed to feel the Force. So what do I feel? The Dracula Force. The Dracula sense.
Yeah, that's there's fun stuff there. Again, I think your affection for this episode is going to depend on how your mileage for this movie is bad and the actors don't care. And if you think that is hilarious, this will be an episode you adore.
Right up your alley, yeah.
I kind of soured on that, a while ago, and so I'm like,
like the episode either. It's just not. I mean, fine. With such absolute bangers in this show, it's
for sure.
It's just not up at that level.
Yeah, it doesn't ascend, and it doesn't. It's one of those times where I'm like, I actually almost wish you didn't try to turn it into like a character story. If it were just this thing that was happening.
Do you want to
maybe
we're talking about it in comparison to other episodes, just because it's like...
You want to ronk? Is that what you said?
Yeah, does that work?
Yeah, sure, we can fucking ronk.
Let's ronk.
Let's ronk. Let's gronk.
While you're pulling this up, what happens in post-credit?
Okay, so you'd think the post-credits is him in the voiceover booth and then Randall Park shows up. That's not it. The post-credits is he just shows back up at the study room table and then everyone just kind of accepts him back. You're like, no, just like make the post credits the thing with Randall Park.
Which thing?
I don't understand. The Chang is in a voiceover booth and he's like a strung out Hollywood celebrity.
Yeah.
And then they kick him out and they make him crawl out through a door in the back.
Oh, and then Randall Park comes in his place, right?
And then Randall Park comes in as the replacement. Fun to see Randall Park as just like a little cameo. This was like right.
Like, hey, you want to
right as he was blowing up. Right. This is the nascency point where like he is in The Interview, the most controversial movie of all time. He fresh off the boat has premiered at this point. It's on. I don't know when that show was on. I've never seen an episode of Fresh Off the Boat. I won't lie to you.
I know of it, but yeah. So, but it was when he gets back to the. It's not a bad. It's not a bad tag, but it's also not a good one.
No.
I'm not gonna, actually, you know what? It might be a little bit of a bad one because honestly, it does kind of upset me a little bit when the way that he's welcomed back into the group is because all of them start going
hurling abuse at Britta.
And I'm like, hey, what the fuck? Britta's
hurling abuse at
one.
Britta.
I mean, here's the other thing. There's the recurring bit of Britta being like, I don't think this is an effective story. Like Britta being very legitimately like a good the dramaturg in the room, right? Being like,
right,
hey,
she's trying to like.
I don't think we need to make cops heroes, or like, why don't you just pull it out of your fake pockets instead of your fake tits, right?
Why don't you improvise pockets?
And then every single time Annie goes, pay your rent, and I'm just like, fuck this. Fuck Annie as a landlord. Britta's saying so many real, true things right now. And then end the episode with just you disrespecting her for being shitty for not knowing what that movie quote is, which, quite frankly, I don't know what movie that's from. Do you?
What episode? I don't remember.
In the end, Abed quotes a movie and then changes, like, the last word of it. And everybody's like, laughing. And then Britta goes, Pink Floyd, because something about a wall, right? It was something about a wall in the line. And they're all like, Britta, no, have you ever seen a movie ever? And I'm like, you are being far too harsh to this person. I have no idea what movie any of you are talking about. It's just, it upsets me. So let's go low.
Yeah, this one's low.
What is this?
I messed everything up. No, it's okay. Everyone calm
look
down.
at the top. I can't describe it. Up at the top, the ruler at the very top of your page. See how it's got those. When you select, click on 100.
Oh. Okay, hold on. And then, nope.
Well,
And
I don't
then-
know. That didn't work. We're just gonna.
Well, this nothing
It's
works.
fine. You can still
That's
read it.
okay.
Just keep going.
Microsoft Word, everyone.
Nobody is gonna have
Um,
any idea what just happened because they're gonna hear us mumbling about rulers and going, "Oh, oop, oop," and not see anything.
Yeah, so that's fun. That's fun for everyone.
should cut it out.
Yeah, this one's low for me.
Oh Lord, no! We can put it above. Oh Lord, no! Trader. Which one's the trader
Well,
audition?
That's where they audition for the Owen Wilson study group by just doing the Spanish rap again for the 10th time in a row. I don't.
I'm gonna put this one below Abed's stuffy D&D.
I bet. Yeah, it seems fine.
Do you want it
rejoins
above
the group.
YMC Chang or below it? I feel completely indifferent about YMC Chang, but it's definitely above Crumping for me.
No, it's good. The C key is not working, so right now this says hang rejoins. Oh boy, my computer.
Hang rejoins
Ay, ay, ay.
the Rue.
Oh, and the E key also not showing up for work today.
Oh, we're having fun today.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah. Try it again. Try the C one more time. Give it
Oh.
a big old slap. Yeah.
Okay, let's do a
that's
lowercase
C.
c.
We love it. Chang
Oh.
rejoins the group. I like that Chang
you
is
think I
lowercase
can-
and everything else is uppercase. No, keep it. It's fine.
Well, it's not gonna let me change it. So
It's the shift
um,
key. Anyway.
having a great time with my laptop today. Hoping it can survive until like Cyber Monday or something.
Whatever the fuck that is. Yeah.
Okay. Episode ranking not high.
Not high, no.
Not high. Honestly, I'm looking down here. Number 80, Advanced Dungeons and Dragoons.
That's the one with the sun.
With David Cross. Yeah, with the sun.
We can go a little lower.
Shout out! There was a Hickey shout out in this episode where Chang talks about punching someone in the heart, and Abed says he worked with an ex-cop on the script. Right in.
And then
Hickey
they're not
thing.
exactly good at writing dialogue.
They're not exactly good at writing dialogue.
It's
I'll punch you
good.
with the heart.
Great. It's a good shout out. I caught that too. I was like, oh, nice little hickey
Oh, nice.
Easter egg.
Yeah, after
Analysis
killing
of
him off
pork-based
screen.
networking. Which one's that?
That's where they're trying to put up the bulletin board.
Oh,
So
yeah. I could go
Annie
lower
and
than
Hickey go to all the different cameos, and also it's the fat dog for midterm.
that. Bear down. Oh my god. Economics of marine biology.
That is where they're courting the rich student to come to Greendale. The main plot sucks, but it's also physical education, and Pierce and Jeff go to the barbershop.
Yes. Course listing unavailable.
Starburns funeral.
Who's?
Starburns? That's where they have the riot. That's where they get thrown out of school.
Oh yeah, competitive wine tasting. Every time
That's
I see that
where-
title, I think of the episode of Parks and Rec where they all do a wine tasting.
Jeff and Pierce take a wine tasting class. Troy pretends he's molested in a theater class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not a great one.
I'm gonna put
Not-
this one. Let's see, VCR maintenance and education publishing. What's that?
That's where they do the VCR board game with the cowboy played by Vince Gilligan.
I'm
Also-
going to say that I'm going to put this one at 84, just below course listing unavailable, but above competitive wine tasting.
Sure, that sounds good. Let's
Yeah.
see how the keys cooperate on this one, shall we? S6. E. Well, E is not happening.
Do a little
we
copy
left that.
pasta,
Well, I can't Control C, can I?
but you can right click.
I can right click. Oh, I can highlight
and then right click.
Oh, I forgot about that functionality. I'm so used to
The keyboard.
This is
Yeah.
This is
And then right
dire.
click again.
Oh my good god!
You're like using a mouse. Just that first one's fine.
Using my trackpad even.
Oof.
E-
Oof, bubble.
the f- What the fuck episode is this?
No.
8. Intro 2. All right, let's see. Recycled. Can we do it? We did!
Yeah!
But the capital C is out. Did not accept the capital C. Ay, ay, ay.
We did it. It made it. Hooray.
Donate to my Patreon. Patreon.com/TV's Kevin. Help me get.
He needs a new computer so that we can keep making these podcasts. That'd be great.
I need
Thanks.
a new computer. Real bad, apparently.
Oh, man.
Skinema. We did.
Cinema.
We did it, folks. Oh, I'm going back down. Going back down to Chang. Going back.
You
down
got
to
it.
The
Oh, did you
Where is
copy
it?
paste the C? Where is it?
Exactly.
There it is. 93.
Chang.
You got it.
No, hold on.
Not the whole word.
Right? Just the
Good
C.
God, no!
Not like this. Not like this.
Not like this. You did it.
Hey.
All
right.
Bunch
Did
of
everyone
random
enjoy
noises that
them?
nobody will understand.
Everyone enjoy me struggling with my 5-year-old laptop? Everyone like that? Is that good content for you? Did you enjoy listening to this? Do you hate this? Do you hate doing this? Do you hate
That's
this?
still one of my
Do you
favorite.
hate
I know we didn't rank that one
It's-
super high up, but that's one of my favorite.
That's the only good
kicks my
part
ass.
is
So-
where he goes, do you hate this? Do you hate doing
Do you hate this? Do you hate doing this? Oh, so fucking
God.
good.
Again, Donald Glover just grinding his entire NYU film experience into that line.
Unbelievable.
Just whittling it down into a fine point. Yeah, excellent. Jace, any plugs?
No, I think I actually need a few extension cords. That was probably the worst joke I've ever made on this podcast.
I'm in pain. I
don't got no space for no plugs.
flames
On the side of my face.
on the side of my
I love that
face.
movie so much. Clue.
Oh, it's fantastic. Clue with a capital C, something I'm incapable of typing at the current moment.
Do you have any plugs? Aside from funding your Patreon so you can actually type a
Yeah.
capital C from now on?
Patreon.com/TV's Kevin is where you can help me buy a new laptop or a USB keyboard until I can afford a new laptop.
How will you ever write out community with a cat? Oh my god, if you don't write
I'm
the entire
fucked.
Twitter, if you don't, when you post this on Twitter, do all caps for everything except for the letter C, I'm gonna cry. That's...
That's
People
a
will be
little
like, what's
intro
going
for
on? What is this, like,
all you kids at home?
like Jaden Smith-esque, like, mysterious typographical decision been made?
God. Yeah, I'm an enigma. I'm pivoting to, mysterious artists. That's my new pivot point.
Yeah, I've been really into the Voynich manuscript recently. It's been really affecting the way that I think about everything.
For sure. I'm really good at earnestness, burying things down, concealing how I feel, being mysterious. I'm very good at all of this.
I also
I'm
love
very good.
National Treasure and National Treasure 2.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. I love
actually
National
do.
Treasure.
You love National Treasure?
I fucking love National Treasure. You shitting me. Yeah, anyway, I'm filming stuff in a couple weeks. By the time this episode drops, it'll probably be in a couple days. I don't know. Stay tuned to the social media. TV's Kevin Lanigan. I'll be posting things.
Yeehaw.
I'll be posting things. This is an Adobe shit post. Hey, Adobe, moving to a subscription-only model? That sucks ass. I hate that you did that. You suck, actually, Adobe.
Wait, you paid full price to have the whole thing, and now they're trying to get you to pay every month? You didn't get grandfathered in?
You can no longer purchase outright Adobe Premiere or Adobe Photoshop. You must subscribe to a monthly fee for both. And honestly, fuck you. That sucks. Wow. You want to know why? You want to know why, Karen? Because I couldn't afford Adobe Photoshop.
Why do I know that? What is that? Is that John Mulaney?
That's Oh Hello, that with John Mulaney, yeah.
Yes!
Where they're doing the best joke about plays, or plays are just people yelling. But the audiences love being screamed at.
And that was a one-sided telephone call. Yeah. No.
What? The head of New York won? That's who you are.
The police? That's who you are.
That's who you are. Oh Hello.
Gil's daughter is where? Oh, no, not now, Gil. I'm on the phone.
Oh Hello with John Mulaney and Nick Kroll, streaming now on Netflix, is the funniest.
There are a few jokes that I could go without, but in summation, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
You're 13 years old? Did you like any of this? Oh my god, I've seen it
it's so
for
good.
real like 5 or 6 times.
It's unbelievable.
So
Every
funny.
time I'm cackling.
That's the Pillow Man from Martin McDonagh's The Pillow Man. If you notice that the
mezuzah is on the wrong side of the door frame, you're
in the right
show.
Woo! Okay.
Let's let these people go watch Party Time or
Party Down. Streaming now on Hulu. And yeah, go watch Party Down on Hulu. Go watch Oh Hello on Netflix.
Go watch Dave Made a Maze. If we compiled a list of every movie or TV show that we reference into two lists of like high rec and like honestly go for it if you really want to, but I couldn't recommend it.
Cannot condone.
Content to recommend.
Yeah, I honestly think so, and I that's good. I love that we don't just come on here and like
community,
just like go like shit on everything.
Obviously, kind of fun. I liked it.
Obviously, we shit on some things. We do, but I like that. Often it's a space where we're like, I gotta talk about this thing. I gotta talk about this thing.
This episode of Community reminded me of this thing that I really like.
You can come out of every episode of this show with like 8 movies, 3 shows, and like 6
maybe
podcasts
a book.
You should go listen to. Yeah, maybe a book, right?
Yeah.
If any of us could read,
I know I can't.
I can't read.
The only thing I know how to read is movie titles, baby.
I know how to read the credits. Stay after every time. Memorize every name.
I just wait to see if they make Spider-Man show up after the credits.
What's the post-credits scene on this book? Does Jay Gatsby get out of the pool? Does he get up at the end? What were the things they carried? Were there flowers for Algernon? This is my question.
Oh my
Will they set up Algernon 2? Which is, I guess, just the plot of Limitless.
Why is it important to be earnest?
Did they? Wow, that really was Much Ado About Nothing. Wow, who's this
My question is, what happens on the 13th night?
Am I right, folks?
Waka waka. We must leave. This cannot happen. We're going to go on a Muppets diatribe, and then we'll lose our entire fan base.
Oh, you know my favorite part of that play? What? The bows! Oh! This has been a Talkback Podcast.
That was quite a show, very entertaining.
Please tell your friends about this show.
Boopy doopy doop boop sex.
Larry, I'm on DuckTales.